Here we go again, folks. Heading up to a place called Bradys Sugarloaf, which is in the Central Highlands. So just parked my car down there in the township of D and follow this track up. This is just an access track up to some infrastructure up here. To take roughly an hour. Here we've got Axel the super pup with us again. He needs a walk, so yeah, we'll see how we go. Yes, so this walk over the viewpoint on top is part of the new I'm going to call it Poimenas book that recently come out in Tasmania. So these are lesser mountains, over 1,000 metres. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Have a look. So earlier this year, this whole area was devastated by bushfires. So there may not be much to look at for a bit. But, yeah, we'll see what we can find. I don't assume it's going to be too challenging. So yeah, I'll keep you posted when we find interesting stuff. Well, this place was burnt out. Oh, it would have been about 8-9 months ago, very early this year, January 2024. Still got a very strong burnt smell even after all these months. The good thing about it though is that the Tasmanian bush is very hardy, so it is starting to come back. So you can see new shoots on some of the burnt trees, and it obviously doesn't go all the way to the top of the hill because here we go, fewer and fewer scorch marks. So the Tas Fire Service did a great job. They did lose a couple of buildings in the fire, but yeah, they saved a small town of shacks that the fishermen use up here in the Central Highlands. So well done to them. Okay, so reading the book Poimenas, Poimenas, I think it is. Anyway, they said just follow the main track, ignore everything else. So I'm going to assume that the track with the power lines is the main track. I guess we'll find out. Anyway, this one seems to be going up, and they did say it was going to be a steady climb. So yeah, we'll just keep on going. Oh, Axel, he loves exploring out here. Okay, I hope you can see that. Today I'm using Gaia Maps as navigation, so that grey mark on the screen with the arrow, that's where I am, following this road. It's very handy to make sure we stay on the main road and not the gravel road, or not the side roads. Up the top of the screen there, you can see the elevation that I'm at. I've still got about 150 metres to go. And my speed currently travelling at about 5 kilometres an hour. So it's not too bad for going uphill. Yeah, so Gaia Maps or Gaia GPS is one of the apps that I use for navigation. Definitely wouldn't go overboard and keep using phone apps. There's nothing wrong with them. I wouldn't say they're entirely accurate. They're pretty good. Still use the GPS, and I don't actually have a paper map for this area as yet, so we'll stick to those at the moment. Not that I'm expecting anything terrible to happen on this one. And even though this is only a short walk, and I don't need to bring food or anything like that, I still carry my usual day pack. You've probably seen there with a with an emergency shelter in it, first aid kit, some food, and a raincoat. So yeah, you just never know what's going to happen. But, yeah, that's how I do it. Just treat every walk like a big adventure, and then you know, if something does go wrong, at least you're prepared for it. But this is lovely through here. This little walk here through the eucalypts. It's nice. There are a couple of steep sections. I've worked up a couple of beads of sweat. But yeah, all in all, quite pleasant. You can see that communications tower up there. That is where we are headed, but I'm not going that way. I had enough bush bashing yesterday doing Wentworth Hills. That's some of the infrastructure that's up here. Radio towers, phone towers, all under surveillance, so don't try to be a dickhead and try to damage stuff. As I say, respect the infrastructure, you need it, so don't be a dick. We're going to wander over here to the high point. Obviously there's a fire observation tower there. Which will give you some pretty amazing views, I imagine, above everything else. So it's not nearly a perfect day over here yet. A bit of cloud cover around, but the views are still quite cool. There you go, 44 minutes to the top of the champion. Unfortunately, with the fires up here, there's not a lot to look at as far as plant life goes at the moment. So there you have it, good people. As usual, get back home and things settled out in my head. I'll give you a bit of a review over what I've experienced and yeah, whether or not you can do this walk. So yeah, oh no, I enjoyed it. It's a nice way to stretch the legs a little bit. After a big day yesterday. So yeah. Okay folks, here we go. Coming back down to the car, a couple of things you just need to remember. Those steep sections on the way up, they're still steep on the way down. So just be mindful of what's going on. We've got a little critter down here. There he is. Oh mate, he's getting in there hiding away. Those steep sections on the way up are just as steep on the way down. So watch your footing, because some of this gravel is a bit loose. And yeah, because I'd hate to see you go ass up. Really, it's would be a pretty hard fall, to be honest. So just be mindful, there's no rush. Don't become complacent just because you've made it to the top. Does not mean you can't do yourself an injury. So yeah, just remember that, folks. So a bit earlier today I did a walk at D on the shores of Lake Echo, called Bradys Sugarloaf. Now in Tasmania, probably the rest of the world as well, this book was released with a list of short walks for probably lesser experienced hikers. It's in conjunction with our Able's list. So these are lesser known mountains, basically knolls and all that kind of stuff. So Bradys Sugarloaf's in there. Now these are very descriptive little writings about each walk, which is great. So it tells you your ascent, the distance you're going to cover to the ascent, rough time, how it went, what map you need, and the gradient of walk. Yeah, so it's quite a good book. I would recommend it to anybody who's into bushwalking. So with this particular walk, the description was written before the bushfires. I can tell you that, because it's talking about the plant life and all that kind of stuff, and that's all been destroyed by bushfires. So that's not going to be something you're going to have a look at. From my point of view, a very basic walk. Like, it took me 45 minutes to get to the summit. So it's definitely doable for most people. It does have some very, very steep inclines in there, so they do get you a bit breathless, but they level out and you get a bit of a rest between them, so that's okay. 3.5 kilometers to the top. Views weren't fantastic today. It was very, very windy, as you can tell, a bit wind burn across the nose and stuff like that. There is infrastructure up there which takes away from the raw mountain experience, but we need infrastructure, so that's all good. Just while you're up there, be mindful that it is used by the people who run the infrastructure, so you might run into traffic every now and again. Just give way to the traffic, be mindful. If anybody asks any questions, be respectful. You don't have to run your mouth just because you think you deserve to be there. There may be a reason why they don't want you there. I don't know. The book says you can go there, so that's what I'm working off. The views, like I said, weren't amazing. There's no real views to the south. like it's not, the mountain's only just over 1,000 meters tall, 1,011 meters. So you know, there's still quite a few trees up there. So we didn't beat around the bush too long because it was windy. So maybe there are views over the south of the peak, but from where I was, I didn't see a lot. Even once I did climb up on the tower there, you couldn't really see that much, and it was that windy that I thought it was going to get blown off the tower. To the north, you can obviously look over Victoria Valley and Lake Echo. You can see the pipeline go down to the Lake Echo power station there. Once again, to the west, it's lots of trees and stuff in the way. So it's probably a good little exercise for somebody getting into bushwalking. Experienced bushwalkers aren't really going to love it, but you know, it's there, it's an experience, do it. I didn't mind it. I needed somewhere to stretch my legs today after yesterday, so it was nice just to do a short one, get some incline in, and just go for it. So there you have it, Bradys Sugarloaf. Yeah, either do it or don't. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, stay rowdy, people.